Okay, everyone. Hello, this is Mr. Kerfuffles. Welcome back. This is going to be an update to our Roblox situation. But personally, this is a video from Schlep now that we are going to be witnessing, as I know that I am late because of his Roblox release for his video. But there's always going to be something good in the end for all of this. And honestly, it's about time that we get something good out of it, because Roblox has a lot to answer for. So why don't we go ahead, take a nice look.
Roblox isn't a place where we filter all the text and the voice, where we monitor for critical harms, where there's no image sharing or any of the things that might happen from that.
I want to start off by saying that we all want to keep Roblox safe. We share this view. We know that there's members of our community who feel strongly.
Sure, they want to keep Roblox safe.
You know what? We welcome them as part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer.
I want to highlight we have always had safety as one of our top priorities, and we're not waiting for the law or legislation. We've innovated with age estimation on our own because we want to keep people on our platform.
If they want to keep people on their platform, get rid of the predators.
This whole situation is kind of crazy.
Everybody go donate to this boy Schlep.
This is probably the worst decision this company has ever made.
Hashtag Schlep on God. Yeah, they actually need Schlep.
I'm wishing Schlep the best.
Roblox, you need to do something.
There's got to be something done.
They do need to do something.
Roblox listens to us. I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated.
Why should we support a platform that is taking steps to prevent predators from getting caught?
Exactly.
Roblox has just lost $12 billion in market value following their response to their cease and desist letter against me. Just for context, I'm someone who's gotten 6 predators within their community arrested in real life. That loss, though, isn't on me. It's a direct result of Roblox's own response to its child safety crisis. Instead of addressing the real issues, Roblox has doubled, tripled, even quadrupled down. They've put out statements after
Quadrupling down. And here I thought that the whole problem with pirate software was bad enough. I'm pretty sure he octupled down on his bullshit. But, gee, I thought that Roblox was going to be going even further than that. But no, quadrupled down.
Statements painting me and my team as reckless vigilantes while claiming that their platform is
He's not
safe, when it
vigilante.
absolutely is not. People are just seeing through this, and that's why a huge
Okay, let me go back to that. Yeah, Roblox has a history of ignoring issues related to child predators, in addition to banning and filing a cease and desist order against Schlep, who helped get child predators arrested.
That's why a huge movement has started online called Free Schlep. It's been trending everywhere. Multiple members of Congress have now called out the company's child abuse.
Yep, while Roblox's CEOs gaslight us that safety has always been a top priority, if it was a top priority, there'd be no predators, there'd be no condo games, and surely enough, you would actually do something to help your platform do better, Roblox. Community notes reveal the truth. The platform has a history of refusing to take actions against child predators. This game has even hosts, or this kids game even hosts porn games, which it does. Plenty of them. These condo games, as they go by, are those specific games. Parents beware.
And the Attorney General of Louisiana has filed a giant lawsuit.
Ah, yes, there's no minimum age range for using Roblox, but the popular gaming platform with nearly 112 million daily users has sought to expand parental controls for children under basically anything under 17 or 18. No, 18. I'm not going to say 17. It's anything under 18. Because parents need to do their damn job into watching what their kids are doing, who they're talking with, what they're playing, and what they're saying. Parents need to do their job.
Lawsuit against the company for, and I quote, prioritizing user growth revenue, and profits over child safety. The day
And that right there, that is what they're continuing to do until they actually do something. They're just doing damage control.
after the Attorney General's lawsuit was filed, Roblox's market value dropped by $12 billion. In response, the company scrambled to roll out new policies targeting the very not safe for work games featured in.
Yeah. Freaky Party. Road to Diddy's. A Diddy Party. Freaky Diddy Simulator. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. The freaks on this platform are just as bad as those on Steam. I swear.
In the lawsuit and my videos, like for instance bathroom simulators. Mind you, the community has been calling
yes,
out
that one
these games
too.
for years now. But still, even after everything, instead of removing these blatantly inappropriate experiences, Roblox simply slapped a 17+ label on them. They
No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Get rid of them. This is a children's platform. This is a platform for children. If you want to do this shit anywhere, take it to Steam. Or just actually make a freaking game that's meant for 18+.
They also launched a ban wave against some of the worst games they've knowingly hosted for years. Games that have led thousands of children to getting extorted, and worse. Roblox's actions are nothing more than damage control for the problems they've allowed to fester. The entire community was screaming at them to fix these problems. And the community saw
they still don't.
that killing the messenger was an act of war. Shortly after these changes, Roblox released a video so bad that it was community noted on Twitter twice. David Baszucki, the CEO of Roblox, Matt Kaufman, the chief safety officer of Roblox.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this man had sold over $800,000 in Roblox stock before the whole crash happened and losing $12 billion. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that happened, as I had seen various shorts going over the various things happening within Roblox, some good, some bad. Well, some good being that you can actually be able to reset a person's profile if it were to be NSFW and not safe for children to see or to have, and to just replace it with the default look. Correct me if I'm wrong, but mainly specifically about this guy.
Roblox, and Eliza Jacobs, the senior director of product policy, did a 45-minute tech talk. Most of this is just corporate jumbo, but they go ahead and respond directly to their vigilante.
And from what I mean from the some good, some bad, the bad more meaning that more idiotic stuff is going down with Roblox, and stuff that involves these three. Well, more specifically with Dave Baszucki and the chief safety. Chief Safety Officer.
I want you to remember, I'm the only person that Roblox is targeted with this vigilante policy that they just created. Not even my team was moderated or given any legal letters. I begged for a clear line.
Just him?
Offered to keep much of
just him? Just Schlep. Okay. Yeah, they are completely screwing themselves over.
my work private to
Roblox
help,
is just
and
done
I'm
for.
no way obligated to do that, but instead they went straight after me, moderating my accounts and sending a cease and desist before I could even react to the policy. And let's be clear about one thing, I'm not a vigilante. That means I'm taking the law into my own hands. We work with law enforcement, which is why we have arrests. Roblox refuses to say my name because they'd have to acknowledge those arrests. But make no mistake, they're responding to the outrage, which is about me, and this is what they had to say about it. They first start off the interview by talking about how vigilantes started out as a good thing.
Both inside of Roblox, and I think that there are lots of people outside of Roblox who really have the best intentions and the welfare of our community at heart. We all want to keep Roblox safe. And you know what? We welcome them in part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer. And we have members of the community in these vigilante groups that started off in a really good place. They started off by saying like, hey, They're reporting on issues on Roblox. They're talking about how we could do better. And we paid really careful attention.
This
Oh, I'm
statement
sure you
is
did.
just
I'm sure
laughably
you
hilarious.
did.
If Roblox is really paying attention, then what about when my mom emailed you guys about my own cheating case? What did you do then? Nothing. Actually, you kept paying the guy for years afterwards until you were literally forced to do something about it.
Yeah, the developer who groomed Schlep was eventually banned from Roblox, but only years later, after another female developer reported said abuse. Roblox had continued paying and promoting the predator throughout his ordeal.
If what Roblox was claiming was actually true, them listening to the community,
Disgusting.
Why are the biggest content creators leaving your exclusive YouTuber program in protest of how you're moderating your platform? And I'm gonna actually bring up something later in this interview to show you how much of a joke this is. This here is Meep City, one of the most controversial games on Roblox. Creecraft.
Yep, Creecraft basically did 2 videos going over this whole thing on why he had left the STAR program and why he just cannot support Roblox any further because of this bullshit. He still plays it, but he will just not get the support from the STAR program. But yeah, with this game, it's just full of disgusting avatars that are very highly inappropriate. And maturity, minimal, suitable for everyone. Suitable for everyone? No.
One of the largest Roblox YouTubers joined this game and within 4 seconds was exposed to not safe for work content. The community has been complaining about this game for almost a decade now. But Roblox has still continued to leave this game up and platform it. But CEO David Baszucki mentions this game by name, and here's their philosophy on this.
I can see some of our community naming experiences on Roblox and just say, take it down, take it down, take it down. I'd say examples could be Meep City, for example. Keyshare, like, why should that be up? Should that be down? Like, what's up?
I think one thing that's really challenging on this global immersive interactive platform is that we have content created by developers and creators and content created by the community, by the users that are in that game. And one thing that we really try to do is be fair to our developers and to not moderate them for the behavior of their users.
How is
What? I'm sorry, say that again.
To our developer community, by the users that are in that game. And one thing that we really try to do is be fair to our developers and to not moderate them for the behavior of their users.
How is
No. No. You need to moderate the users and the developers. Holy shit. You do not want this crazy stuff in these games. You need to make sure that nothing like NSFW related is going to be happening within these games. Well, basically more the porn stuff related, but anything else that we'll have to determine. Well, no kidnapping, no extortion, that stuff. But porn specifically, that cannot be any of the games. At all.
Is this a crazy math problem?
In my opinion.
This is so simple. The creator of this game wants these people in there.
Yeah. Needs to sort out the Meep City house parties. They are just disgusting. And this is the developer himself of Meep City, Alex Neutron. But isn't it better that the disgusting people are in the parties and not in the rest of the game? Keep them secluded. Get rid of them! Get rid of these disgusting fucks! They should not be on this children's platform, you idiot!
How is this even controversial? The developer is giving the tools to the player to make this
Why? One of the things mentioned in Roblox's cease and desist to me was that I shared personal private information. That's literally what the Meep City bio feature in the game is for. Why?
How is this even controversial? The developer is giving the tools to the player to make this inappropriate content.
Yeah. If you are giving people the ability to do this, it's on the developer, not on you.
And that is the problem with Roblox. Roblox turns a blind eye unless the developers are blatantly making
Today I saw her playing on her iPad like she usually does. I asked what game she was on and looked over the screen and saw this. Let me remind you, this was shown to my unsupervised, pure, innocent little sister. No idea what that could be. As soon as I saw it, I immediately made her stop playing the game.
Not safe for work game. And even then, it is still on.
And they banned it for a completely different in the case of the official Teddy, we investigated in accordance with this criteria. We asked the creator to make changes to the experience to comply with our standards regarding user abuse within experiences, and they were able to comply within our timeline. However, in the course of our investigation, we also confirmed a separate outstanding policy violation that cannot be rectified. As a result, the user behind the official Teddy and the groups that they own are no longer permitted on Roblox, and we are removing the ability to play their games until we know there's an owner who can run these games in compliance with our community standards. You realize that once someone does take it over and they try and make it look good, they're going to possibly turn it back around and make it happen again.
On the line if Roblox will take action. Roblox
and go
might
by a
have
different
just went
name.
back on their word regarding Meep City. This game had every inappropriate feature removed from it pretty much overnight. It's unknown if Roblox made Alex Neutron, the creator of Meep City, do this, but either way, it shows the public pressure is working. Games that Roblox is doubling down on are.
Yeah, I wonder what the what thought process was behind adding a heart-shaped bed to Meep City was. That should have never been in the fucking game.
Are folding. So that's why it's really important to keep speaking up about this.
Yep, always gotta speak up.
Then we saw something change. What we saw is that some of these groups started engaging with the community in ways that violated our policies. And so let me explain what that means. They would go and create accounts on Roblox claiming to be a child.
Roblox keeps repeating the same talking point, that I'm impersonating and pretending to be a child. But here's the reality. You have to pretend to be a child because if the predators knew they were talking to an adult, that wouldn't even be a crime. You guys seem to be more upset that I'm pretending to be a child than predators are decoys. And if it wasn't our decoys, it would be a real person. It's also worth noting that the FBI, ICAC, and local law enforcement all use these same exact tactics. Would Roblox be willing to send them a cease and desist too? And their claim that I'm impersonating children is flat out false. Impersonation means I'm stealing the identity of a real child. From the very beginning, we've never used real kids. We don't send pictures of real children, and we create totally new identities where every single photo that's sent is of someone that is of age. The only difference is we tell these people that we are underage. This is flat out a lie, what they're claiming. But what happens next is so wild that the CEO of Roblox cuts off the chief safety officer.
And then they would enter into game servers and they would go and start asking everybody around them, how old are you? And they were seeking out adults. If you said that you were, move on. But if you said that you were 25, then they would start engaging in conversations and they would try and use those conversations to simulate.
Matt, is this anecdotal? Because I know we have chat logs for all chat on Roblox and historical records. Are you able to kind of...
David totally derails that conversation. That statement is probably the most wild made by Matt Kaufman in this whole interview. To simulate what, Matt Kaufman? Because it's not simulation. These are predators thinking that they're talking to someone that is real, and they a lot of times want to show up in person and do stuff to them in real life. And in my opinion, this shows how little Roblox actually cares about this problem. They can say whatever they want. They can talk about all the new safety features that they're rolling out, but it means nothing if lawsuits are being filed every single week against the company and
constant lawsuits and they still do nothing. Gee, I wonder why I had also said about how many states had complete lawsuits on this company for various problems, and they still do nothing.
Headlines are making the media about a new horrible situation happening because of this platform. I also want to say how they totally mischaracterize how I run my decoy operation. We are never the first to engage with any of the predators. They always contact our decoy account first.
So we saw these actors, they're pretending to be kids, they're trying to find adults, and then what they're doing is they're trying to move the conversation as quickly as possible to other platforms that don't have the type of monitoring and policies that Roblox has. And then they were using that activity that happened on other platforms to create situations that they would then video, they would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox know.
Roblox is accusing me of encouraging adults to talk inappropriately to people they shouldn't. That is not true, and if it was true, I wouldn't have a single arrest. We present ourselves as a naive kid who doesn't know about these topics. Crimes like this should obviously be reported to law enforcement first, not Roblox. If Roblox is notified before the police, they can delete accounts, tip off the predators that are being investigated, and give them a chance to erase valuable evidence that the police need to prosecute. The fact that these predators are on the platform to begin with shows that their safety systems have failed. If Roblox did their jobs, there wouldn't be anybody for us to find. Roblox also claims that I'm moving these players to other platforms, but those platforms are linked directly on Roblox's own site. Roblox is
And that's also true. You can find various game servers, or well, various games, various groups that have complete servers that you could just join. Also having YouTube channels and whatever possible else that can be added into it. But yeah, this is not on him or any people that are also trying to catch predators on the platform. This is on Roblox themselves. This is on the devs. Nobody else, especially when Discord has a literal connection for Roblox for you to add onto your profile at any point in time. This is not on Roblox. This is not on the people who are doing the right thing. This is on Roblox because they're the ones who added this feature in the fucking platform.
actually even partnered with some of those platforms. They even own a bot on that other platform. Anyone can make an account 13 plus and see social media links on Roblox. And unsurprisingly, people in real life have been abducted because of this feature that Roblox allows. And when they say I'm creating these situations, that's just insulting. I'm not creating situations. These predators are trying to grab people within your community.
And there's a bunch of issues in here. Number one, the violation of our policies about being honest about how old you are. Number two, moving conversations off platform. And number three, waiting to tell Roblox when they identified violative behavior to come and tell us so we could take action.
This guy just sounds so dumb.
Own words, in articles about vigilantes, he said law enforcement officials are best positioned to investigate potential crime. So why is he criticizing us for going to the police first? And it's not like we're not even reporting these things to Roblox. We do. We give Roblox the same Google Drive that we give to the cops. They have the
full binders of everything that he has sent. Not only to Roblox, but to the police as well. He is doing the right things in order to get these predators caught and arrested. He has done the right thing.
First chat log till the very end where they're in handcuffs. And we have numerous fully documented instances where Roblox refused to take action until after we released videos that got millions of views. Also, waiting to tell Roblox in general is a policy violation? If you were on Roblox and went straight to the authorities instead of reporting it to Roblox first, could you technically be violating Roblox's terms of service?
I think some of these groups
I don't think you would be.
And they started off, really, and they still do really care about the community. The actions that they were
But if you even send something to Roblox, they probably wouldn't do jack shit.
And were violations of our policy.
He says I'm putting the community at risk. Roblox went as far to accuse me and my team of being similar to predators.
Which is absolutely disgusting, as I had previously mentioned. He is not similar to the actual predators. No, he is getting rid of the predators. He's making the platform safer. But even so, various people making these condo games should not be on the platform. They should not. People making condo games where you can literally just fuck the opponent, no. No. I don't even want to go further on what I want to say for whatever these condo games do, but they're just deplorable and disgusting to see on the platform. They should not even be on there in the first place. It's disgusting.
About that. they're implying
they just allow this.
preying on predators. So to Matt Kaufman and David Bazooki, I'm very sorry for preying on the predators of your platform and getting them arrested and put in handcuffs, because I didn't ever want to see kids go through what I went through.
These actors that were coming on the platform, they were reaching out to dozens and dozens of people, and the vast majority of those people were not responding to those engagements, and frankly, were harmed in that process.
I'm gonna show you this predator I caught. I sent a message in the chat and I got this guy messaging me.
Yes, okay, how old are you? I asked him back how old he is, and he says he's older than 18. I tell him I'm years old. Do you mind me being younger? No, not really. If you can keep it a secret between us, though. And he does Predator Strat 101. He asks for my Snap or Discord. And the reason why he's asking for Snap is because the messages delete. I tell him Discord, and I get on Discord with him, and the messages begin right away.
Throughout that entire process, where did I harm anyone? Because the real harm was Roblox letting this game exist on their platform for years. It only disappeared after Hindenburg, an investment research firm, went ahead and exposed Roblox for hosting this experience. And conveniently, it vanished the moment they showcased this predator catch. Notice as well how I wasn't the one to ask for Discord or Snapchat. The predator did. These were the sort of people interacting with our decoys, and so many people are becoming victimized from people exactly like this.
They were normalizing policy violations on the platform.
What? Roblox's own algorithm recommends inappropriate items to people. Roblox...
Like, seriously, you got venom piercing. That's not a piercing, that's a fucking tongue. And these love-crazed face 3D, heart-shaped pupils. The popped white gum. Gee. Wonder what that could be. And they allow this shit to happen.
Actively host not safe for work games for children. Roblox themselves in this interview doubled down on one of the most infamous instances of inappropriate behavior that they've allowed for nearly a decade, and they're really going at me for normalizing policy violations. Absolutely unbelievable.
And the other piece is, oftentimes the sort of evidence that was collected, the video evidence, was really difficult to verify, really difficult for us.
Sure it was.
And if law
Sure it
enforcement had
was.
to verify it, then they're talking about subpoenas, and so I think something that sometimes seems obvious to folks in the community really is just much more complicated on the back end.
I'm not sure how the evidence that I was sending you guys was hard to verify. I sent you guys screen recordings of us scrolling through the entire chat on mobile, and a lot of the stuff that happens is happening directly within Roblox. Like, for instance, when Roblox refused to ban this predator, we got arrested in Hawaii, and he was literally talking in-game about planning the meetup in real life on Roblox. With all that being said, I wanted to ask someone who's been working with law enforcement and has been doing predator catching since before I was even born. So I decided to take a seat with Chris Hanson to catch some answers.
Yep, the one and only legend.
I'm Chris Hanson. I'm co-founder and correspondent reporter for the True Blue Streaming Crime Network. We do a lot of crime and investigative reporting. Our Takedown series, which exposes predators trying to exploit children online. And we also work on a number of documentaries, including this particular project, exposing the sort of thing that goes on Roblox.
I wanted to ask you about some of the comments that Roblox has specifically stated about like predator catching. One of the main complaints is pretending to be a child. I want to know your answer. It's kind of obvious, but the importance of using decoy accounts to just find different predators.
We couldn't do it without using decoy accounts. In the very beginning, we had an online watchdog group, Perverted Justice, do that work, and now, and for the last several years, it's been members of law enforcement who have posed as children online, merely sitting in one of these areas, and they wait to be approached by somebody who is seeking to exploit children. And then the conversation takes place. It all happens according to the law, and then that gets turned over. Now, I understand that anytime somebody is not with law enforcement, it gives pause to a corporation. It's like, okay, here's this kid. We don't know whether he's following the rules properly. We don't know if he's running this by a lawyer. Maybe you could argue that they just don't want that sort of activity on their platform, but you think they'd be more worried about the activity that you're exposing.
That's what I've been trying trying to get at this whole time.
Let's worry about that, number one, and then you can have a conversation with young Schlep. I mean, if I were the CEO of Roblox, I would make you an ambassador for security. I would get out in front of this thing and do what would be a fantastic promotional move.
And let's get one thing clear. But what they are going to be doing is that Schlep and Chris Hanson are going to be doing a full-on like interview on the whole situation with all this and child safety and whatnot. They are basically going to be doing this. Not sure when it will be released, but I will be waiting for it. That's definitely going to be a video I will wait for when it does happen and when it does release. I'll be ready. I'll be ready and I will be waiting for it.
A little dumbfounded that they haven't figured it out, given that these guys are in the high-tech world who invented this stuff in some ways. Why don't they get ahead of it and get a young guy on their team?
That's
what I'm doing with you, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's not that hard to figure out. I learned a long time ago that if you're not listening to the youngest guy or girl in the room, you're missing opportunity. You have to evolve and you have to keep on top of this technology and you have to bring new ideas into the room to do your job. My job is to expose bad people. You are helping.
I mean, the thing is, I've made it very, very clear to Roblox since the beginning. Give us a private line. We are open to communicate with you. We want to talk with you guys. We know a lot of these really bad actors, and the first official contact I had with them was the cease and desist letter.
Yep.
Horrible from a public
and that sucks.
I mean, you're killing the messenger, right? It's not like you're out there tracking these guys down with, tasers and smoke guns. I mean, you're providing information to the platform to do something about it.
One of the major complaints that Roblox had about me was that I was actually going to law enforcement first before sending their report, just so that they would have a start to finish conversation of everything that took place. Did you guys ever reach out to social media sites before this sting goes down?
No, we always go to law enforcement. We work with law enforcement in everything we do. And that is to ensure a successful prosecution. That's why the prosecution rate in these states is like 99.1%. It's law enforcement first, then they can deal with the corporation. The corporation should be more concerned about reporting what it finds to law enforcement to investigate.
I'm going to read to you a quote from Roblox's corporate blog describing our operations. Similar to actual predators, they often impersonate actively approach users and then try to lead them onto different platforms to have explicit conversations. We obviously do not talk to these predators. We don't impersonate real children. Our decoys are, adults.
Well, I think
he's following the right steps. He's following the right steps, just like what Chris Hanson has done in his time.
Characterizing what you're doing, that's wrong. Based upon what you said to me, you don't actively bait these guys in terms of making the first approach. You merely set up a profile of somebody who's underage, and you exist in that room until an adult approaches one of your decoys. Then if conversation takes place, they get exposed, and that information gets turned over to law enforcement. And in many cases, they do something, and then you report that both on your platform as a citizen journalist, a young guy working on these stories, and to Roblox to take action as a corporate citizen.
I thought it was kind of wild how they compared what we're doing to actual predators.
Well, if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, yeah, that's horrible. This entire project is going to be healthy for Roblox, and it's going to be especially good for users of Roblox, because anything that creates awareness and a dialogue is important. And you need to tell parents that this stuff exists, that these dangers are out there, and that if your child is approached by a predator, they need to come to the parents. I mean, that's the first line of defense. It's great what you're doing. It's great what I do. It's really great that law enforcement and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children does all this work every day across the country. It's great that Roblox has a department that takes a look at some of this stuff. What's not great is the lack of connection here that could make it even better and safer. Until that happens, we have to show parents what goes on here, and they have to have the discussion with kids and say, hey, be careful.
What made you interested into getting into Roblox?
I was personally getting communications on social media saying, you need to look into this, you need to look into this, you need to look into this. And then we saw a big case down in Florida where a guy was arrested in Central Florida for and actually giving them Robux and having them exploit siblings and other It made headlines down in Marion County, Florida, and so I started digging into it. We had good contacts with that sheriff's department there, and we actually, ironically, just did a predator sting, a takedown sting down there. So we started with an interview there, and it turns out that in the same jurisdiction, there was a 10-year-old girl who was exploited on Roblox by a man all the way over in England. And so we interviewed that victim's mother, and all of a sudden, all these cases started developing, including
absolutely
the lawsuit
crazy
by the Attorney General in Louisiana.
It's interesting you mentioned Florida because we got an arrest there. We got it in Polk County, and it was a guy who possessed.
Polk County, as you know, is where
Good
Sheriff Grady
God.
is. They're very active in this space.
Oh, yeah.
We do work with them as well. First of all, it breaks my heart, and I'm so sorry that you had to deal with this as a younger guy on this particular platform. The fact that you were bullied and preyed upon and advantage of, and that it went to the extent it did, it breaks my heart. And this is why we do these investigations. But to see you at your age turn it into a positive and do something about it, I think it's incredible and admirable.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. For a guy
it.
who's been kicking around doing this for 42 or 43 years now, it's really cool because when I started on television, I was your age. I was 22 years old. So when I see a young person do
wait,
this,
what?
I was your age.
22-year-old Chris Hanson? No way. Nah.
I was 22 years old. So when I see a young person do this kind of work, it's very impressive to me because I know what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very crazy when you start looking into this stuff. I mean, it's a rabbit hole. It only gets more disturbing the more you see it.
Well, and since we announced that we're doing this documentary and that you are collaborating, I am overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah. I saw a tweet on Twitter. It got like 160,000 likes.
Working on a documentary that will investigate Roblox handling of child safety.
That's the thing. People have known about these issues for so long, but journalists haven't done enough to really look into it. And now it's starting to break into the world where everybody is starting to start to be aware.
Well, now you're seeing more mainstream, outlets cover it.
Yep, as I had mentioned, more people are taking notice of this. More people are doing something to actually make Roblox give a damn about their child safety practices and actually make sure that their platform is safe. People taking steps to make sure that no one has inappropriate profiles, no one is doing anything inappropriate, and making sure that they are not going to be on the platform if this keeps going. This is going to be something that people will do to make sure that Roblox is not tainted and sullied any further. But it just feels like David Baszucki and the chief safety officer are just trying to do damage control, save face, and make sure that they look good and that the investors will actually care for them and give them the money they need.
We have the ability to infiltrate this world because we've been doing it for 21 years. First with To Catch a Predator, and for the last 2.5 years at True Blue, our streaming crime network, with Takedown. So we know how to do this and work with law enforcement. Now, a lot of people can go out and do this stuff independently, but here you are, a good example of somebody who's done the work and given it to law enforcement. And that's the key here, because if you expose these guys and make fun of them and do a Borat kind of thing like some other content creators, they often don't face the consequences. They don't have to register as a offender. They don't get prosecuted.
Yeah, and I think the thing is too, a lot of the reason why I have to make this content is because we reach out to Roblox, we give them the emails, we give them all the information. They don't respond until after we publish a video that gets millions of views on YouTube.
Which is crazy.
Because if we're getting that, what are real victims getting?
Look, I understand a little bit Roblox situation here. What they're trying to do is follow the protocol. When they see something, they're mandated to report that to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which then refers it to law enforcement. And that's good, and they should be doing that. But why
they should
also take advantage of information given to them, wrapped with a bow around it, as you have done. It's stunning to me that they wouldn't see the opportunity here to be an ally of yours as opposed to somebody who they're making an example of and saying
Oh,
you're
for
breaking
sure.
the rules, banning you. I don't understand that. From a corporate citizen aspect, it doesn't make sense. From a public relations standpoint, it doesn't make sense. And from a justice-seeking standpoint, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know, and I hope that during the course of this, that I'll get a chance to sit down with somebody at Roblox.
Oh, I hope he
have a
does.
feeling that's going to happen, but I'm going to be posing.
It's gonna have to be a guarantee that he has a chance to have a seat with someone over at Roblox. You damn well know it's gonna happen. You cannot deny Chris Hanson this opportunity, because one way or another, it will happen.
All of those questions when that interview takes place.
To young people who look up to you and see predators in online spaces, what is the single most important step that they can take to protect themselves?
I would be hesitant to tell people to conduct their own investigations, but I'm adamant that you got to report this stuff to your local law enforcement agency. You got to report it to the service provider. You got to report it to the platform. Hopefully, between those three things, you get some action. I think 15, 20 years ago, law enforcement would be a little overwhelmed by this and say, if you're in a small town, you go to the police department, say this happened, they say, okay, well, I'm not sure how to investigate it. Well, today, every department has the ability to investigate this stuff, and they are very willing to take these cases up.
It's an absolute honor to have Chris Hanson featured on this channel. Chris Hanson is flying me out soon to actually feature in his Roblox documentary about exploitation. With
Which is
everything
good.
that we've learned so far, one question persists.
I'll be waiting.
Why did I get this cease and desist? I'll let this alleged former Roblox employee answer this question for you.
And just listen closely to what he has to say.
Decision, right? You keep your players safe, but then it would be less of them on the platform. Or you just let them do what they want to do, and then all the numbers look good, and investors will be happy.
Yep. Let that sink
You might
in.
just be thinking this is one alleged Roblox employee. Well, Bloomberg is claiming that 8 Roblox employees told a very similar story to this in 2024. Roblox actively forces victims of the platform into arbitration, a tactic so unethical that platforms like Uber and Lyft actually have policies against doing this. The reason they're doing it is even more outrageous. Because this person received so many benefits from using the platform, he cannot now complain that Roblox is trying to prevent him from seeking justice in court for the life-altering harm he suffered. Here's why I personally care so much about this problem.
Who's been offered free Robux to do something that was inappropriate in the game? Or someone has said, I'll give you some free Robux if you come and follow me on Snapchat or TikTok or something like that. Who's had that happen? Okay, loads of you.
I've seen a lot of corruption in big tech, but I've never seen a company harm this many young people at the scale Roblox has. They can say whatever they want about safety.
That's
try
crazy.
To discredit me, but the arrests and their response to those arrests speak louder than any PR statement that they could possibly make. This isn't just about
Oh my
moderation.
God.
The rot goes all the way up to the CEO, a man whose vision includes adding dating to this platform and defending
And I still believe that dating should not be a thing on Roblox. It should not be a thing. You are literally asking for more and more lawsuits and problems to happen on this platform if you add in dating. You are seriously shooting yourself in the foot if you try and add dating into the platform. Do you not realize how many more situations you will be in, Roblox? No, do not do this. Just do not. Think it over about how everything would go down. How there would be way, way more problems than you would ever want. So much more. No, just no.
predatory games like Meep City. It's not even negligence, it's his literal philosophy. The narrative around Roblox needs to change. People have to understand what this platform actually is. Share what's happening, talk about it. Make sure your friends, parents, journalists, and lawmakers know how deep these problems run. Call your congressman and tell him you won't stand by while Roblox puts children in danger. I've been sounding the
More
alarm
states
for
need
over
to
years
make
as
sure of
whistleblower,
this.
And Roblox's leadership has tried to silence me. What needs to happen is David Baszucki needs to sit in front of Congress under oath, and he needs to explain why so many people have been abducted and abused on his platform, and why his company is choosing profits over safety.
Oh, he does, without a doubt. And The moment that happens, oh, you can bet your sweet baby that nobody's gonna be wanting this shit on the platform any further. The moment he does talk about that, you can just guarantee that things will definitely change. But yeah, that just happened. That was Schlepp's video, and we're definitely going to be waiting for the interview or the documentary with Chris Hanson. Definitely going to be waiting for that. I already gave him my sub as well. He earned it. And I think that you all should too if you have not supported him. But this is definitely going to be quite the interesting sight the moment that documentary comes out. Anyways, take care, everybody. Peace.